Yo, what is up guys? My name is Derek Beaver, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this epic motion graphic in Adobe After Effects. So without further ado, roll that intro. Alright guys, now before we get into this video, the only way that this is going to work for you is if you do these two things. Number one, smash that like button, and number two, leave a little subscription. It's free, it's easy, and why not turn on post notifications? Super fun, super simple, help a brother out. Alright guys, we're going to start this by going to Layer, New, and Solid. Once you select that, we're going to name this Solid Background, because that's exactly what it's going to be, and make sure everything matches. I like to keep the color black. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go to Layer, New, Shape Layer, and then see the little rectangle that's highlighted? We're going to click on your trackpad or mouse and scroll to the right, and it's going to show up all these different options, and we're going to choose the Ellipse tool, which is like a more of an oval, but we're going to create it into a circle today. So make it look as much as a circle as possible, and I think right about there is pretty good. And as you guys can see, we're going to have the fill off, and we're going to put the stroke to 3. I think that's going to look best, but there's one more step that we need to do. Go to Layer, Transform, and then go to Center Anchor Point in Layer Content. And once you do that, when you go to scale it, it's just going to keep it in the same spot as you can see here. And I think that's a good size, so we're going to keep it there, but make sure to go to Align and center it vertically and horizontally for the best, so that way it looks better. Then the next step is just to highlight that shape layer, Command C, Command V if you're on Mac, it's going to copy and paste. Open up that layer 2, and then we're going to make it just a little bit bigger than the previous layer. Make a little outside point, and you'll see how we're going to make it just look better later. But the first way you're going to do that is by making that point, make it a little bit less. I think we're going to put it at 2, and then center horizontally and vertically. And it should already be that way. And now, as you can see, it's looks a little weird right now, but we're going to start with the first layer. We're going to kind of transform that, edit it, and make it into what the finished product will be. So go to Add and Trim Paths. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that starting point is right at the beginning, and we are going to make the end at 0%, and we're going to keyframe that. And then we're going to go out to almost 2 seconds, but a little bit less. And then we're going to make that end 0, or 100, sorry. And then once you do that, make sure to highlight them, right click, and then go down to Keyframe Assistant and Easy Ease. That's what we do with all of our keyframes in this video. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. I like it. I like the timing. For now, I think that will be perfect, and we won't really have to change it. But go just a little bit right when it ends, and go to Shape Layer 2, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So add Trim Paths and open that up, but this trim path is going to be just slightly different than the last. So we are going to, right where we have that starting point, we're going to keyframe both end and start at 100%, but we're going to drag out the end just a millisecond. Go out about another second, and then make the start 0% and drag it out another millisecond or two and make the end 0%. And then once you've done that, make sure to highlight, right click, go down to Keyframe Assistant and Easy Ease. Now we're going to watch that through really quick. And as you can see, pretty good. It is a little bit fast, so I think we're going to spread out those last 2 keyframes just a little bit. And we'll watch that. I think that is actually a very, very good speed. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go up, and I already have this saved. I got this on Kiss PNG. You can get it on whatever PNG website you use. But as you can see, it is black. It is a world map, by the way. So what you're going to want to do is go to Effects and Presets, and we're going to type in Fill. And then right under that Generate tab, we're going to pull that over and put it on the world map. Now, the last color I use is red, so that's how it's going to pop up. We're not going to keep it that way. If you want to, go for it, but we're going to switch it to white. And as you can see, it's a lot bigger than the circle, so we're going to go down to Transform, and we're going to scale it down quite a bit. and I'd say about right there. Now we want to move it to kind of center it within that circle, and I actually think that that looks really, really good. I'm happy with it, honestly. And now we're going to play it back, and we want to put it right about there, and we're going to pull it back to when the line is still barely showing, and we're going to hit the keyframe on opacity and turn that down to 0. Now drag it out just a little bit more, and we're going to put that opacity to 100, right about when that circle finishes its little route, and we're going to highlight keyframe assistant, easy ease, and we're going to play that back really quick to see how it looks. And I think that looks really good. Now obviously we're still missing that last little step with the Explorer to slide in. So what you're going to do is move that toggle a little bit past when the world map comes in, pull out your text tool, and type in, I'm going to do Explorer, obviously, type in whatever you want for this. The font I'm using is the Verdana. I enjoy it, it looks really good. And we're going to center it and center it vertically. And I think, wow, it actually was perfectly centered to begin with. Imagine that. And what you're going to want to do now is we're going to want to go to transform in the text layer and position keyframe right where it is, and then drag it back, I'd say about a second, and then drag that to the left as far as possible, or not as far as possible, but pretty far. And we want it to be able to slide in, and we want it to look pretty fast. So again, highlight keyframe assistant and easy ease. Now we're going to go down to toggle switches / modes, click on that, and the little 3 circles right there, that is motion blur. So we're going to select that on actually the Explorer and the 2 shape layers. The shape layers, it won't really do anything, it's just more of a habit for me. And it's a really good habit to have. Alright guys, next we're going to make the mask. So go to layer, new, and we're going to go down to solid. Name that layer mask, keep everything else the same, click OK. Now under track matte, on the text layer, do alpha matte. And as you can see, the farther right you pull, it tends to disappear. So we want to put it right about there, and that should be perfect. So we're going to play it and see how it looks, and I love the motion blur on it. It is a very professional looking motion graphic. I really enjoy it. Now the last thing we want to do is we want to reverse it and bring it back into itself. So we're going to hold down shift and click mask and the first shape layer. Go up to layer and pre-compose. And then we're just going to keep it pre-comp 1. Alright guys, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to do Command C, Command V on that pre-comp 2. And what that's going to do is going to copy and paste the pre-comp on each other. And there's only a couple more steps. So bring down that pre-comp 2 all the way back to where our blue little timeline is. And then we're going to go back to pre-comp 3, go to layer, time, and time, oh, not that one, we want time reverse layer, my bad. Go back to time and time reverse layer, and it's going to totally flip the layer around and reverse it. So we want to find where, and right about there, so right there is probably pretty good. So we're going to bring that all the way to where the blue timeline is, and then we're going to drag it on top of the pre-comp 2. And so we're going to play that through really quick and see how we enjoy it. So I think it's a little bit too fast before it goes away. So I'm going to drag it out just a little bit and then play it through one more time. And I enjoy that. I think it stays there for a good amount of time. And the last step that we have to do is just to save it. So just go up to File and Save, and then how you export it is, or get it onto any sort of other station, I guess you could call it. Go to Export and Add to Adobe Media Encoder Quick. And then it's going to take a second to kind of pop up. There it is. And so select that, and you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it the tutorial because that's what it is for me. And then you can save it anywhere. I like to save it in downloads, but I'll just put it there for now. And then go to the little green. And then if you actually go down, you can save it any way you like. This is how I save it, as you can see in the options. But if you have a different way that works better, please go ahead and do it. Or even leave it in the comments and let me know what you do. But yeah, that's about it. Then you just hit the green play button and it just all downloads. And then we are going to go look at it from the actual computer. And this is the finished product, guys. And yeah, super simple, super easy. And you guys can add that onto any video clip anywhere, really. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Please go ahead and leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I post every single Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 1 p.m. there will be a new video coming out. So make sure to stay tuned, hit that notification bell so you know exactly when that post comes out. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.